Hello, welcome in. Get out the cold. Remember, shoes off at the front door. Get some snacks and come take a seat. And join us here in the Music Shack with both
Ray.
and Jack. Thank you so much for joining us again for another episode. If you enjoyed this one or any of the previous ones, please remember to give us a like or rate us on Spotify or any other platform.
It means a lot to us. So definitely do that. Be sure to like and rate us, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, it just helps us know. And then if you want to respond in the comments as well, that's also good because it just allows us to kind of talk to you guys and kind of hear back from you. And because we just put this information out on the internet, and then it's like nice to also like kind of open up that conversation as well. So just thank you so much for listening. We've got a lot to kind of talk about, and it's all actually, for once, it's not just Taylor news.
But Jack was up to so much this week. He went to 2 gigs, so I'll let him talk about that.
Yeah, that was this is like the first day I've had where I've not like slept, woke up, work, and then went straight to an event and then slept again when I come home. So as you can see, I am wearing my Sabrina t-shirt. I did get one. I was going to get the tote bag, but they sold out so fast, and I regret not getting one, but the t-shirt's still fun. So I went to a couple concerts. We went to Sabrina, which was exciting, which is in the Barrowlands.
So jealous.
Oh,
nice.
It's so good, honestly. I also went to, which I didn't say last week, but it was a candlelight performance where it was like an acoustic orchestra type thing of like all Taylor Swift songs. Well, not all of them, but there was a couple of Taylor Swift songs.
Cool.
It was exciting.
That's fun.
And it was in a church, and it was like just so cool to kind of be there. And it was like everybody there was like a Swiftie, and it was just so fun.
That's iconic.
And we just got to hear a couple songs, and they played "You Belong with Me," which was so fun because it just sounds so good.
So fun.
Yeah, it was like a string quartet. And then I went to see SZA on Thursday as well, which was, I've got so much to talk about with SZA, and I'm gonna throw pictures up probably when talking about it of the set, because it was just like, oh, it was stunning. Like the whole thing was beautiful, and it was like, if you weren't like taken away from the music, like if you weren't shocked and like astounded by like the sound of her voice, you were like, what the is going on? Like this is like, this set is crazy.
They both came to Toronto, but I never got to see either of them live because the tickets were, I didn't get them like on Ticketmaster like when they first came out, and the resale tickets were like $600 or something crazy. So for both, like,
oh my
like
gosh.
for SZA, we tried to get tickets like the day of because like we were in the area, so we were like, you know, we can just stay later and go if we can get tickets day of, and it wasn't like we would like be going out of our way. But even like an hour before she went on stage, the tickets were still ridiculously expensive. They just weren't dropping here. I don't know what it was, but I'm so jealous that you got to go and so happy for you. But yeah, start with Sabrina. I'm excited to hear.
I've got a lot to talk about with Sabrina in the US, and I think like a lot of it's to do with like TikTokification and like the whole like being there just to put it on TikTok, and that's why tickets were so high because influencers and stuff were gone.
I think that was it.
So it was quite weird to like see the polar opposite. It was still like, the tickets were still expensive on resale, but a lot of people on day of here, if they can't make it, they just sell it for face value on day of, which is really good.
Yeah, that's so good.
So it's been like a heat wave in the UK. It always is around this time. Like we get, and when it's a heat wave here, we get like no clouds, no wind, nothing. It's horrible. Hay fever's out, and it's crazy. So I went to Sabrina on Tuesday, and it was 25 degrees.
Just want to say, like, if you live in North America, I would not say that 25 degrees where I live is warm, but it's very different in the UK. So they don't have AC, first of all, so you don't get any escape. And then also, like, you live on an island, so it's a lot different. It feels a lot different outside. So don't hate on Jack for saying 25 degrees is warm. That's all I have to say.
I'll take it. No, it's really humid over here, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't realize is like, although it is like, it might not seem like a lot, but it is so humid in the UK when it is really warm. As you said, like, there's no AC anywhere pretty much, and buildings aren't built for it. But it was 25 degrees, so got there. I was working before, so I went after work. I only managed to get there like an hour before, and the lines were crazy. Like I think by the time I got there, I was maybe like 600 in line or something, and it was like 1,000 person plus venue.
That's crazy.
It was, but like I still managed to get a good enough like
That's
view
good.
when I got in there. Waiting kind of for like an hour, dying in the heat, so warm. We got in there. It kind of took like half an hour to get in. Once we got in, you either went to merch and stuff. I always go merch after because you have to wait a wee bit longer. But then it seemed like you also get a better spot by like the people going to merch. So we got in, and we were all in there for. It was kind of like an hour. Yeah, Anika Bennett. It's kind of like an hour.
Oh yeah, I
before
know.
they came on. So we're all sitting in the heat, no AC on. Barrowlands is usually actually okay for like AC and for making sure like water's handed out and stuff, and it was. But for some reason it just felt like the AC wasn't on. I don't know if it was just the heat, but it was like from the second you got in there, everything was so much worse. Before Anika came on, there was people passing out. Of course, it happens. But before a sport comes on, it's crazy to see that a couple pass out during sport. And then Sabrina, I think there was maybe only one, but they were really good. They got really good at handing out water, and they like switched from cups to bottles because they were like, we just need to get water out there because it's so warm.
I saw on Twitter like people were saying people were like throwing up in the pit, and then they like wouldn't leave after they threw up, and I'm like, I think I would throw up if other people were throwing up because it would like smell and like Oh my god. But I get why like if you're stuffy and hot, like that's a like normal reaction to throw up. But like, oh my god, like how are you? I don't understand. Like I'm glad that the venue was doing a lot like once the situation unfolded, but like you said that you've been to that venue before and they do have AC, like and it works great. So I don't know why like they're expecting a sold out gig and they don't turn on the AC. Like what? Like how would you not, when it's like extremely hot out, people, they see that people have been queuing all day. I don't know what time the first person got there, but if you got there in the morning, you've been standing in the sun like for 10 hours maybe, and like that's a lot. And you know, when you get inside, that should be like, you know, you need to have a break from that, and even just a little bit, like you need to put air in it, when air in the space. Like I'm worried about Maisie in August, because in August around, like we haven't had a strong summer, but in August it can be anywhere between 30 to 40 degrees. So if it's like on the hot side, like if it's around like 35 to 40, like, and I want to be like, you know, barricade. And to queue all day in that weather is a lot. You just have to make sure that you're sitting in the shade and stuff. But the venue has to also understand that people have been standing outside in that weather, and like you need to have, if you have AC, you don't have an excuse to not have it on all day, right? Like that's just not an excuse.
Like even if they wanted to put it on beforehand, and then it means that at least the venue's a wee bit colder.
No,
it's a wee bit strange. But that was the same with like Maisie in Edinburgh. Like obviously assembly rooms isn't really meant for like a gig like that, but it was still really bad. We just don't really deal with it over here very well. But I mean, they do water and everything fine, but the heating, just AC is just.
I also feel like because you're not used to having AC in the UK, like it's a little bit different, that maybe people don't understand, but when you have a room packed full of people, it's going to get hotter. Obviously, that's how it works. And if you don't turn on the AC before that happens, the AC will not do anything. Essentially, it won't work. So you have to turn the temperature down, like to like, you know, you have to turn the temperature down to like make it cold, like put it at like 15 or 17 Celsius, like put your thermostat at that, and like the people inside might be fucking freezing, but then when people get in and it starts to warm up, it'll become like the temperature that you want it to, and you won't have these issues. And I'm surprised if they're a gig venue that they don't know this stuff and they like don't know how to deal with it, especially for a sold out gig like that. And it just sucks. Like people faint, it's like normal, but people need to take care of themselves in the queue as well. But at this point, like from what you described, it sounded like it was more of like the venue's fault for not having AC than people like not taking care of themselves in the queue and like getting shade and stuff.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I feel like there's a lot to say about, obviously, the whole like going for barricade thing is really is like, especially if they're out in the heat all day, and it's bad for their health in terms of that day. Like, you're putting yourself into a danger of doing that. Like, but I guess it's obviously there's a whole thing around barricade for that. But once you're out of this like your own plate, like if once you're out of the queue and you're in the venue, like it kind of becomes like their job, like a lot of their job, like to manually like make sure they can fix that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if you got there an hour before doors and the venue is that hot, you have just as much likelihood, and you're not at barricade, so you don't have space in front of you, so you're feeling more claustrophobic with a bunch of people behind you. Like, personally, if I was in that situation and I was like in the middle of the crowd or near the back middle, I would be more likely to faint than if I was at the front.
And it's scary to feel like that in the middle of the crowd, because front they can do something about it. It's a lot harder to do it in the middle, and like there's so much easier chance of you just getting lost, like passed out on the floor lost. In the middle. Yeah, like
exactly. Especially if you're by yourself and stuff, like you don't have friends to like call for help and stuff, and you have to hope that the people around you will care enough to help you, and like that's scary to me. That's why like when I go to gigs that I know that I don't want to be like barricade, I'll try to get like balcony tickets, because I know I'll have a better time standing up there like than like being squished in the middle of the crowd. And I'm so short, I just don't think I have a good time. But yeah.
No, I think you're so right. Like, there's ways that like you at least you know how to like what your idea is and like what your plan is. If you're not going for barricade, like you're looking out for yourself, and even if the venue don't, then at least you kind of got yourself like sorted. It's just a bit sucky, but
it sucks. And I don't think there's anything wrong with queuing all day if you want to be barricaded. I've done it before too. Yeah. I think it's great if you're a huge fan and that's what you want to do. Like I'm like, then do it. I'm upset. I'm more like annoyed at the people who queue all day who like aren't big fans and they're just there for like TikTok clout. Then that's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's annoying. And then also, like, the people who queue all day and then they, like, drink one bottle of Lucozade and don't eat, and then they wonder why they fainted. Like, are you crazy? Like, you can queue all day and, like, still take care of yourself by, like, eating properly and all that stuff. You have to.
You can't just expect it. I know, like, how it is. Like, if you're out in the queue all day and you like don't want to lose your spot or whatever, so you sometimes just don't look after yourself in that way. But just like even just instead of switch out your Lucozade for water, just it does so much more. But just at the end of the day, like just please look after yourself. Like if you're going to queue for barricade, please just take like things with you.
And like just remember that like take things with you, and if there's restaurants nearby that like you want to pick up food, like even if you're not with a group of friends, the people around you care enough that they will let you back into your spot. Like, people aren't that mean. So go get food. Like, do what you need to do, and don't feel like I need to stand here. Unless you're, like, there, like, 20 minutes before, then that's a different story. But, yeah, if you're going to a gig, take care of yourself and try not to faint. But I find that seated GA is, like, great. Sabrina in Toronto was seated GA. So it was people queued, but, like, the venue is at Meridian Hall. It's where Lorde played. I saw Lorde there, but I never got to see Sabrina there. But because it's seated GA, they have seats. It's like it's meant for like opera and stuff, but we don't have a lot of like theaters that size, so it's used for concerts a lot as well. So the seats aren't removable. It's kind of like the Apollo that we went to for Maisie, but the seats aren't removable. So the seats are there, but because they're seats, people go and then they sit in a seat, and then everyone has their own space, and it's still like GA, so you could still get barricade, right? So I think that's good. How was Sabrina like? How was the show itself like when she got on?
Oh, it was like so good. I don't even have any like words. It was just her unsubscribe was juicy. Apparently, so I didn't hear it properly, but I've like kind of like looked up videos and stuff after. But apparently, like someone's friend was really controlling, and wouldn't let them have like any other friends. Was really strange about everything. And then so that they got picked, and they were and they also said that their friend was also in the crowd somewhere, or their old friend was in the crowd somewhere.
That's so awkward. Oh my god, imagine being that friend. I would be like embarrassed, but like I mean, no one would know it was you, so that's good.
Nobody, like, yeah, you try your hardest to make sure like nobody kind of thought it was
nobody knows. Yeah,
I'll put like a GIF that like which came from yours and has kind of went viral on Twitter, and it's just Sabrina's face. It's like she's so shocked by it.
That's so funny. Yes.
So obviously Sad was picked during the show. But then like a horny chant started, I don't know, and then someone held up handcuffs and she was like, okay, right, and then she was like kind of taken back, but she was like, you know what, we kind of need to do it now, so she done Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Oh my god,
I wonder what the sad song would be. I was in the mood for a sad song, I can't lie. And then our outro, which was he said that I'm hotter than Tabasco, I'm just a pint from Shake My Ass Mode, I recycle baby, where's the glass go, like glass. Yeah. I think we, out of the UK ones right now, I think we've maybe got the best one so far.
That's good. Love that.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, because they've been very creative, so we'll wait and see what happens with other ones.
I could not do something like that every night. She's so, like, to come up with that every night, oh my god.
I don't know how she does it.
And like, it's so much pressure, right? Because like people, yeah, like that's so much pressure. I couldn't.
Yeah, like I don't know, obviously there's a whole like, she'd done an interview before she came into Glasgow, and she was on the radio and stuff, and be like, I literally do not know what to say. I don't know how she does it, because they get better and better.
Crazy. But I know. I couldn't imagine. But yeah, that sounds so fun. And then anything fun happen after, or just got merch?
Well, I just got merch, but a lot of people aren't happy or too happy on Twitter. Because she has been coming out to meet people after the gigs, whereas she didn't in the US. But I don't know, there's a couple opinions that I've seen about it, and I kind of agree with one of them, and it's the whole thing of like, obviously our main audience is in the US, so if you're to go out and meet people in the US, there's a lot more chance
it would be
of like,
so chaotic.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like people saying like the amount of stalkers she has in the US as well, like it's just a lot more dangerous. I don't know.
It's so bad. And I think after Toronto she took a group picture because she was like walking by fans, but the group picture that was taken, if I remember seeing it, there was maybe like 50 people. Jeez. And so for her to individually meet 50 people, like that takes a long time. If you come out after the show and there's 2 people there, you're obviously going to talk to them and take individual pictures. But if there's a lot of people there, then you can't. And I also think it's the way that the venues are. I don't know about the show in Glasgow. You probably have a better idea of this, but in the UK, like just from what I've seen, do they have like places by the stage door where they can park the bus that's like behind a gate?
Well, especially at this venue here, the bus is actually in front of the venue.
Yeah.
So you go out the doors. You like, so if you exit out the doors, you come in to go in. Yeah. That's like the bus is right in front of you. So it is like. Yeah. So people are just waiting outside.
So
it's hard.
Sabrina is playing at a lot of bigger venues in the US than she is in the UK. So I'm pretty sure all of the venues in the US had stage doors that had like the bus would park like underneath by the stage door, and you would go directly in the bus and you wouldn't walk outside in front of like the public entrance. Whereas if you're going to walk outside in front of the public entrance, you walk by fans, you have to stop, right? Like you kind of have to stop.
Yeah.
And whether it's to be like, I'm busy, let me just take a group picture, which is what a lot of artists do, especially when there's a lot of people. But if there was like 3 people waiting, obviously she's going to stop and take pictures with them, especially if she has the energy to. Like, I wouldn't be like upset about it. And I get being upset if you're a US fan, but like as an artist, like just imagine like an artist of like, you went to see SZA. Like imagine if she went and met people after the show.
Yeah,
right?
That would be,
like,
yeah.
I feel like Sabrina could sell like pretty big venues in the US, and her shows are extremely hard to get tickets to here, and So I just feel like she's at that fame level in North America that she can't be going outside and meeting people.
Yeah.
And it sucks if you're a fan of her. It does. I don't blame the people in the States for being mad about it, because I would be mad about it too. It's kind of like how Maisie didn't really meet fans outside in the queue in the UK tour, but she did in her like America tour and a little bit on her Australia tour, because like that's just what she did. But as she gets bigger, she's doing it less and less, and especially like in the UK where her main audience is. And I think for people, like, it sucks because once you start doing it, people like expect it a little bit, which is shitty. And like now if there's a venue like that she doesn't do it at, people are going to be mad, or like more and more people wait after because they think that they'll get a chance.
Yeah.
And it all sucks. Like, I wish that everyone could get a chance to meet their favorite artist or whatever, but that's not how it works, unfortunately.
Yeah, like, they're not obligated as much as like some of them go out their way as much as possible. Like the whole point of them being there is for the show.
Yeah.
And it does suck so much when you obviously just want to meet them so bad, but like there will maybe be opportunities in the future. Like you just have to wait and see. But like sometimes it's hard. Like it's also the artist has been performing all day, doesn't want to like sometimes just wants to like go on the road to the next venue and stuff. But it just depends.
Yeah,
what
like
mood
imagine how tiring that is. Yeah. It's probably quite tiring. So like, don't feel like it's like anything against the city or the country or anything. Like, it's okay to be upset, but it's also like, be happy for the people who do get that, because that's a good thing.
Yeah, like such a nice thing to do, and to like just make your night like so much better. But maybe next time. But I feel like next time she comes here, she'll definitely be a lot bigger. So she already is big, but she'll be able to play bigger venues. Yeah. So I don't know.
I feel like she should be playing bigger venues already.
Sometimes I feel like artists have to not prove themselves, but like see if they're going from like US to UK or anything like that, they have to have like you
have to play a small venue, and then the next time you go back, if you've sold out all the, like, because the promoters are the ones who pick the venues, right? And they have to look at the things, your audience and everything, and because if they pick a venue and you can only sell like 30% of it, like, then what are they doing?
Yeah.
But they'll look at venues that you have played and like what they think you can sell out, like, and then they'll pick that. And so the first time you go to a country, you're always gonna play small venues, but if you sell them out and it's like you make a lot of money from those shows, then the next time you'll get to play bigger and bigger venues. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see where she plays next.
Sounds fun. But yeah, tell me about the SZA show.
There's so much to talk about. Okay, so SZA was on Thursday. Yeah. So again, after work, so I was really late getting there. But again, it's a hydro. It's hard to like even get a spot at Barricade unless you're there like really, really early.
It's like, is it an arena?
Yeah, like it's. I think the capacity is like maybe. Let me double check. I believe it's 16,000, but it's not.
Yeah, 16,000 would be an arena here.
A lot of the venues over here, so 14,000. A lot of the venues over here don't have seats like in the GA area. Like it's more of like balconies and stuff is where you'll find seats. Where like we have like a bunch of standing areas, which I find is a lot different to like some like American venues and stuff. Like we just don't. I don't know why. Just none of our venues really have floor seats, which is very sad sometimes. But standing's always good. I think for certain concerts, you just prefer standing.
Yeah, I think the best part about like having seats is like you get your space, you know. Yeah. And you don't have to queue to get in early. Like I feel like venues at that capacity, like people queue so early and stuff. So yeah.
It's just. It's a hit or miss sometimes. I think it depends who you go see. But it was so good. So got sorted. So Ray, who was supporting SZA, who is an artist that recently, oh my god, it was that's why the podcast is on a Saturday, because Ray's planning for when she goes to another show with SZA.
I know.
She couldn't make it. She's an artist that recently broke out of her record label. They were like kind of not allowing her to release music. So she finally got out and she released her new album. 21st Century Blues, I believe it's called. Beautiful album, so good. And she's been killing it ever since. Like, she's been doing show after show after show, like support after support. So since she was with SZA, but on the Tuesday she had to cancel. Like, so the people in the venue, I think it might have been Manchester, didn't get an update on what was happening until like she just couldn't come out. And I think I seen that like people had their torches on and stuff for her, which is really sweet. But so apparently it's like her voice is like was really really bad. She's never not like really had the chance to rest it. So she had to cancel that show, and then she had to cancel Glasgow's as well. I think she's back for the next one.
That's
so we
good.
weren't really
So did they have a
sure.
different opener?
Well, so we weren't really sure what was happening. But then we had a DJ, and I'm not a person that goes out in like the clubs, and so like DJs aren't my thing. But they were playing obviously like
it's
all
probably
the chart
like
music.
the only thing you could get last minute.
I think so. Like, and it's just there to hype up the crowd, right? Like, it was good. It's not. I'm so boring. It's not my thing. There was a part where the DJ was like, "Oh, who's here with your friends? Put your hands up," and everybody in the stadium put their hands up, and I was just standing there. I was like, "Yep."
What the hell?
I don't have any friends, and I really like. I keep saying this, and I love going to shows myself. But I feel like at that moment, and just this week in general, because I've been like going back and forth, I wish I had friends to go to concerts with, but none of my friends go to concerts, and like it's so lonely, like going yourself. Like, it's so good. Like,
I feel like it's I like going alone because I think it depends. Like, if I'm like, I like going alone if I'm like meeting people from Twitter and stuff there, because then I don't feel like responsible for like my IRL friend that doesn't know any of these people, and I want to hang out with these like Twitter people or whatever. If I'm going to a show and I'm gonna get there late and I'm gonna stand at the back and I'm gonna like have a good time, like I think I'd rather be with a friend than be by myself.
because you're just standing in the crowd with everybody, and everybody's got their friends and like taking pictures.
And they're not like stan people who will talk to anybody. They're like, leave me alone, what are you?
Especially in the UK, like, and for artists like that, it's more like cliquey like groups, and like, it's whatever, like it's obviously going to be like that. I'm kind of just at like the point where I'm like, I really just want friends to go to concerts with. So if you're in the UK, please let me know, because I need friends. But so he said that, and a big thing over here, and this is like something I'm going to get into before this has started. Vaping is big over here, right? And I am at my wit's end with it. You vape, right? It's to help you kind of wean off smoking, right? It's no better for smoking. It's no better than smoking. Like, it's actually worse for you. But people over here have picked it up as a trend and seem to think it's the coolest thing in the world. Nobody wants that at a concert. Like, you're literally just there.
I would be pissed. Like, I think it's fine if you're like doing it in the queue or whatever, but like once you're inside, like, come on, like it should be just like smoking. Like, if it's a no smoking area, you shouldn't be able to vape either. Like, I get it's like less whatever, but it's still shit to have.
It's just
like
annoying.
You should
like
it's so annoying. I'd be annoyed.
People just I think it's so dumb, but each to their own. If it's there to help you, then that's so good. Like, get off smoking. Smoking's so bad. But also don't like just use it as a trend or a fad because you think it's cool. Like, vaping's not cool, and I'll literally say it out here, and I will put this on TikTok, and I will admit it with my everything. It annoys me so much, and people.
We're gonna get so much hate.
But it's so annoying. Like, they're so rude. They literally like will be talking to you or whatever, and they'll just blow it in your face, and it's like, it's not smoke, but I don't want to smell like watermelon in my face. Like, anyway, but obviously Ray cancelled, and the people next to me were rude as anything. They were like, how dare she cancel, blah blah blah, like not knowing what's going on, and just obviously being how entitled as they are as it comes to support. We talk about this on the first episode. People are so mean to support, and it's crazy.
It sucks. It's like, how could she cancel? Like, do you even know what happened? Like, I don't think, like, to be a support is a really big opportunity because you get a chance to play for a crowd bigger than one that you ever could if you played a show by yourself. No matter what size of artist you are and what kind of shows you can sell it by yourself, if you're freaking Gracie Abrams opening for Taylor, that's a huge opportunity. You get to reach a big audience, even though you can sell out huge venues on your own as well, right? Like, freaking, like, Phoebe Bridgers, like, she's so known, but she's still opening for Taylor. So I think when you're an opener, that's an opportunity for you. You wouldn't miss it just to miss it. Like you should have a like good reason to miss it. And like to me, what you described was a good reason. I don't know the situation, but like people should just stop saying things without like knowing anything. Like stop it.
It's so annoying because you don't know what that artist is going for. If you don't know, then I get it. Like maybe being like, oh, like it's a shame that she's not performing or whatever. I wonder what's happened. But then to be like, how dare she not like be here? Blah blah blah. Like how dare like whatever. It's like you don't know what's happening. Stop being rude. Like you wouldn't do that. Like it's just the same as any line of work. Like someone didn't come in for work. You're not gonna like instantly be like, oh, how dare they not
like,
come in?
Oh my
like,
god.
Like, are they okay?
Like,
but it's like they think artists aren't. Again, I could. I'm not gonna get into it because it's gonna annoy me so much. Since it was so good, apart from that, I'm gonna flick through like pictures and stuff. But the set was crazy.
Okay.
She, without spoiling too much, there was like so many different moving parts. The boat from obviously the album and everything like is on. It was in the stage. It was huge. I don't know how the heck they got it on the stage because they moved things different times and it wasn't there like 2 minutes after it was there. Don't know. There was a huge
cool.
there was like a huge anchor and like it was so strange. Like that's a lighthouse came out at the back of the. Like it literally, there was a lighthouse that came like out of the ground at the back of the venue.
Yeah.
And was like shining, and while she was like flying across the top of everybody on a lifeboat. Crazy.
That's crazy.
You might not like SZA, and if you don't, I don't know what's wrong because she's like one of the most loving people you'll ever meet. Like she's so supportive to everybody, and she's genuinely like she just wants to see everybody win. Plus her music's like sick. But if you ever get the chance to go, like you like anybody listening, Yuri, like anybody, just like it's such a nice like vibe.
I would if the tickets were $1 million.
Yeah, that's that's completely fair. I don't blame you for not going. The show ended after she's done her encore. She didn't do that awkward encore where she like leaves the stage and then pretends to like wait 2 minutes and come back on.
Oh my god, I hate that.
It's so awkward. It's become such an awkward thing nowadays.
I like when artists do real encores. Like when I went to Dylan and she left and then everyone was just screaming one more song for like 2 minutes. Then she came on stage and she was like, I did not plan this. You guys were just, you wouldn't shut up. So now I have to sing one more song. And she did. And it was great. But like that felt like authentic and like real because she didn't do it at any other show. She just because we were like annoying.
Because they must go off stage and just stand there for like 2 minutes and are like, right, okay, let's go on now. But it's like, and
you can tell because they don't turn, like the venue doesn't turn the lights back on. So like obviously they're coming back on stage.
It's like because you chant for like a minute and then they don't like, and then they're coming back on, so everybody just stops chanting and it's just awkward. But it's so like, the projector thing came down in front of her for like a minute while she changed into like her outfit for the last song, came back up, encore was done, lights went on as they should, and all you hear is like Glasgow, like, and we were all like walking at the venue and we like turned round and she's like fully like sprinting back on stage, like out of uniform, like out of outfit.
God.
And like she's like, oh my god, I've seen a couple signs like in the audience, but I couldn't really do it because she's have a really strict really strict curfew. So I couldn't like make light of them during the show. So she was like, there was 2 happy birthday signs in the audience, and as like family does, I want to sing like happy birthday to you guys and I want everybody to join in. So she sung happy. It was so cute. And she got everybody to join in. And then there was another sign after she was done that said like 20 something, which is one of her songs. And she was like, look, I can't play like it properly because again like curfew. But like if you sing along with me acoustically we can do it. So she sang along and everybody was like singing along. Literally maybe like 30 seconds of the song, but then that was it done. But she was like really like caring. And she was like, please just get home safe, like thank you so much for coming. And then like ran back away again, and it was just so funny because we all just like went back to her like what we were doing. But it was just so funny because she like came out in such a panic and she was like, oh, I'm really sorry, like I literally like seen these signs.
That's so I love when artists do stuff like that. It just shows like how much they care and love their fans. Like, well, it's so great. And
you can tell with some people it does it, it's like not genuine, but like I feel it felt really genuine in that moment, and I feel like she sounds
like it was genuine. Yeah,
but it was really sweet. But that was pretty much my shows.
So many shows, so much to talk about. I feel like we're both going to a bunch. I'm not going to another gig until Macy's in August. Good Riddance Deluxe came out on Friday. We'll talk about it quickly. Oh my god, I love the three songs, three new songs, and then Block Me Out. Obviously, we always love Block Me Out.
Yeah.
The first song is Unsteady, which I think is for the girls who are Camden stans, which is me. I'm a Camden stan. It's like such a good song, but I don't know. I think every single song on the deluxe is really good. I don't have any like. What do you think?
I just think it's you know when it's a really good deluxe when you realize like these songs literally fit perfectly on the album and like wouldn't if they were on the original they wouldn't have like felt like the album wouldn't have felt too long.
Yeah,
like
for sure. It would have been. I think the album was only 13 or 12 tracks originally, which in my opinion is very short for an album.
Yeah.
I feel like 15 tracks is like the sweet spot for an album, and then like 18 to 20 is like what a deluxe should be. So I feel like if this was the album, it might have been better instead of like doing this weird deluxe release. But I can kind of get it from like a marketing perspective. I think Unsteady of the new three, I love it, but I think it's my least favorite.
Yeah, I agree with you. Not because it's bad. It's just there is
not
two very good songs that are coming up and
next. Yeah,
it's like hard to beat it.
It's hard to get. Yeah. It's hard to beat it. 405, which I don't know, just like the way that her voice sounds in 405, like so vulnerable. I love it. Oh my god, I love it. It's so good.
I think I messaged you after you'd listened to it, and I obviously we were talking about the other one, but it's the same way, like same feeling. Like I just felt sad. I didn't have any words to describe. Like it's beautiful. Like
I'm so excited when I see her live in October. Oh my god, this will be the best day. I mean, I already saw her live earlier this year, but
September for me. Let's go.
Oh my god, we're so slay. And then the last song, which in my opinion has been the song that I keep playing on repeat. Like I cling to songs like that and I keep playing them on repeat, and oh my god.
Yeah.
Two People is an incredible album closer. Yeah. Incredible. I feel like the parallels between Best, like the first song on the album, and Two People is a lot. Like to me, Best is like about like you could have done better, and it's like Two People's like it doesn't matter what I do because we're gonna die anyway, so who cares.
It's a very bitter end, but it does close off the album like perfectly. Like it also
it's crazy.
Just makes me realize like I just wish I had it sooner, because I feel like the album just is complete with it all.
I feel like the album feels like Gracie's like thinking at the time that she wrote it, and like everything came together with the deluxe songs. Like it felt like a very full masterpiece that told a story, whereas I didn't realize it when we just had the original album, but without the deluxe track it doesn't feel complete.
Yeah,
we did something fun this week, and we don't have so much time left, but I think it's worth it. We participated in swiftball. So I've been participating in swiftball like offline a bunch, and I'm just gonna pull up my answers, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about the podcast. So me and Jack both submitted swiftball for last night, so we are recording this on Saturday. So we're talking about the Friday night show in Pittsburgh for the Eras Tour, and we want to talk about our results and our predictions. And if you guys want to play swiftball, you can follow Snow Globe Alley on Twitter, Wrecked Maserati.
Yeah, I believe that's it,
yeah, that. She is incredible. She organizes everything. We will put her link in the description of the podcast, so you guys can check her out if you want to participate in swiftball, though you probably already know about swiftball because it's amazing. So to start, we have the lover outfit. What did you pick for lover outfit?
So I picked purple with tassels, but
what?
I just, you know what I should have done? I should have thought more about this, but I genuinely I was like, oh, that's pretty. Like, that's like the prettiest thing. I was like, what would be the perfect night if I was to go see Taylor? What is like every choice I would love to have? except from the surprise
Yeah.
songs. But like that's kind of what mine was.
I gamed it a little bit.
Okay.
Cause like she always wears pink with blue the first night, the first show, and then the second show, she usually will wear blue and gold, but it's a little bit different. It depends. Like if there's a 3-show run, it can kind of depend. And then the purple with tassels, she's only worn once, I think.
Look, I'm a dreamer.
I might be wrong on that.
I'm a dreamer. That's all I can say.
The thing is like if you pick purple with tassels, you're probably going to be one of the few people who did pick it. So if you're right, like you get a leg up on everyone else.
Just choose it every single time now, and it'll come. It'll come true. It'll come true one day.
It'll come true one day. Yeah. The man jacket. What did you pick?
Silver.
Yeah. Okay. I picked silver too, which I think was right.
Yeah.
Let me look at the answers. Yeah, the man jacket was silver. Usually when she wears the pink and blue bodysuit, she wears silver jacket. So I just was like, that makes sense. The lover guitar, I picked pink. What did you pick?
Pink.
Yeah, she always. I mean, she sometimes has mixed matched, like blue guitar with pink bodysuit or pink guitar with blue bodysuit, but that usually happens on 3-show nights because it's not like there's one set outfits and another set outfits because she has to mix match stuff a little bit. Fearless dress, what did you pick?
I picked fringe dress.
Okay, me too. I feel like she usually wears the fringe dress on night 1, but she wore this.
Had a feeling she was going it, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I think the fringe dress is my favorite. It gives Fearless way more than the other 2 dresses.
Yeah, you've explained that perfectly.
I was kind of like upset not that I was upset. Like I don't give a shit what Taylor wears when I go to her show. Like yes, I have outfits I prefer, but I'm not like, oh, how dare she wear this thing. Night ruined. But like she wore the silver noodle on my show, and I was like, to me, of the 3, like you need to be gold to give Fearless. Like silver does not give Fearless. So I was like, this is not giving Fearless. But you know what? Who cares? I'm still having the time of my life. But yeah, the answer was silver noodle, which I'm surprised she did because last show she wore silver noodle. So like back-to-back shows wearing silver. Even though there's a week break, I was kind of surprised. I don't know. Me reading into everything, you just picking the things that you like.
The problem with me in the US shows right now is because they're like, because they're in the morning, like early in the morning for me. When I wake up, I have to go straight to work, and then by the time I get I see stuff throughout the day, but I don't nothing fully clicks and registers. So
until you're home.
Yeah, and then even at that, I still don't look over all the videos, where I need to start doing that because I will get top one day, and I'm gonna go for it. But I doubt I'll actually come through.
I think that the first place person got confetti and tote bag, which is fun. People are donating prizes on Twitter. This is such a community thing, and it's so great. Okay, so Evermore dress, I picked orange with flowers. What did you pick?
Okay, I was hopeful. New Evermore dress. I wanted to see something else.
Yeah, I think she wore the bronze twice at MetLife and then never wore it again. And there was that rumor on TikTok that her outfits caught on fire at Gillette.
Yeah.
Or not, Gillette the weekend before. So maybe that bronze was just a temporarily replacement dress that they rented or something, and we're never gonna see it again. Because every show after that we still see orange with flowers.
Yeah.
But
you never know. We might see something soon.
She'll shock us with new outfits whenever she wants. It'll be the last shows in LA for the America leg, and it'll be new outfits every time, and I'm gonna be what the hell is happening?
Where were these the whole show? You're just pulling them out now the last couple of shows.
What did you pick for the champagne problems cheer?
I put more than 2 minutes because it was first night.
Yeah.
But I was wrong.
Yeah, I feel like she's cutting the cheers short lately. More than 1 minute, but I put more than 1 and less than 2.
We love a humble queen. Stop cheering for me, guys.
I feel like she's just tired of it. She's I'm not gonna stand here for this long.
The show's already 3 hours and 44 minutes. Can I go home, please?
The answer was more than 1 and less than 2 as well. So I got that right. Jack didn't. Jack is flopping.
Yeah.
Clearly,
it's my first one. I'll get better.
Okay, yeah, you'll get better. It's okay. One day we're gonna come on the podcast and be oh my god, we won.
That would be cool. That would be the biggest clickbait ever.
Black and red snake jumpsuit is what I put for rep. What did you pick?
Yeah, same. I feel really I find it funny because I'm looking at the sheet right now and there's one person that picked new jump shoot. And
just one.
Yeah, just all I can see is one. There's probably more, but I can see one on my screen.
Okay, I think it's worth 13 points because most people are going to pick black and red, so it's just like free points. I think if you want to win, it's a better move to pick black and red because it's likely going to be black and red. And if it is a new jumpsuit, who cares? Because I would be happy to see a new red jumpsuit. Yeah. Like this, if the snake like had like a different color, like green or something, I think that would be cool.
I think she's gonna do one. I can't.
What she's gonna shock us one day and be like, oh my god.
We're all gonna get 0 on this quiz.
But the thing is if everyone gets 0, then you don't lose any points. But if you get 0 and everyone else gets 13, then you're really fucked.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So that's why I'm never gonna pick a new jumpsuit, but I will hope for a new jumpsuit. Okay, speak now dress. I picked the champagne gown, which it was the champagne gown. What did you pick?
I picked pink. Again, more of just what I want to see. Sorry, I'm being very selfish here, but I just really wanted to see it.
I feel like the speak now dress it was kind of like a guess for me. I feel like there's not really any rhyme or reason why Taylor wears certain dresses for speak now. She just wears them, and so it was just a guess, and I got it right.
Pog, you see, you're just amazing. You're just a champion, that's all.
I mean, I've gotten most things right, and then like the red t-shirt is where I start going downhill. So
oh gosh, okay.
What did you pick for red t-shirt?
We are never ever getting back together,
which is the right answer.
Yeah.
We are never ever getting back together. You slayed. I picked a lot going on at the moment.
Right, okay.
I feel like this is again like, how would I word this? It's really random. Like it's hard to say what she's gonna wear.
It's also like it's a lot less trouble than putting on a dress as well, so who's to say that she doesn't just like, yeah, I'll take this one today and just puts on before she goes out.
I wonder if she's the one to pick the outfits, or she just like somebody brings a rack of clothes into her dressing room and she goes, oh, I guess I'm wearing that today.
Oh my gosh. If that's true, we need to find the person that does that, get first place, and then pretend that we just guessed it all ourselves.
Yes. Folklore dress. I picked purple. What did you pick?
Purple, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like green is... I felt like green is not a night 1 dress. It's like a night 2 or 3 dress. So I didn't pick green. But she wore the freaking green dress, which is crazy. So we sucked there. 1989, what did you pick?
Pink set.
I also picked pink set, which is personally my favorite as well. But I feel like she's been wearing the pink a lot night 1, so that's why I picked pink. But she was unpredictable and wore the orange, which is the same thing she wore in Detroit night 2 as well, so her last show. So I was surprised that she repeated it. I thought it would be either pink or green tonight, but she wore orange, which was interesting. Okay, now we get to the fun part, the surprise songs. Okay, what did you pick for speech? Surprise guitar surprise song.
So I picked speech because it's the way I thought about it was generally it's just like the first surprise song, so you're going to go into it with a speech, and then
she usually does a speech. I think she's not done a speech for maybe once or twice, but she usually does do a speech for the first one.
Just makes sense.
I picked speech as well, since she did do a speech, and then she played Mr. Perfectly Fine from Fearless. Oh my god, I can't think.
It's okay. Such a beautiful song.
I was reading my screen, so I picked Reputation as the album because I'm stupid, and I was like, well, I should split my points because I'm not really gonna get the surprise song right. I picked Mr. Perfectly Fine.
Oh no.
I'm so mad at myself.
You were better than me.
If I had picked Fearless, I mean, I wouldn't have won. I still didn't get the most points, but I would have been like higher up. I should have picked Fearless and Mr. Perfectly Fine instead of Reputation and Mr. Perfectly Fine, because I'm like, maybe there's a strategy to split, because like if you get the album right, you still get 6.5 points, and if you don't get the song right, so like, and then if you get the song right, but I feel like there's not, because the song is a lot harder to get right than the album, so I feel like you should just go all in with both, otherwise you're not gonna win, and I feel like I was stupid for that.
I can see your reasoning though, but like maybe it'll like that might happen one day where you've kind of like outsmarted it and done that and it works out. I picked Evermore and Happiness. mainly we were talking about this before because I just really wanted to hear Happiness, and I picked it obviously as the guitar. Don't know why, because I feel like
I was gonna say that is a piano song. It is not a guitar song. If she played that on piano, very weird.
It would be upbeat, sad song. I'd be here for it. Happiness would have been a good choice. Definitely the wrong category, but
you should have picked it for piano.
I would have been wrong anyway, but it's fine. I wish I was right.
Piano acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick speech or no speech?
No speech.
Same, because I feel like recently she's been sad.
Yeah.
As we discussed last week. Fuck Joe Allen. And she always plays a sad song on the piano, like something, and she doesn't want to talk about it, so she doesn't talk.
Valid.
I picked Evermore and Happiness for the piano acoustic because I thought she's gonna play a sad song. Which album that has like the most sad songs left that she hasn't played? Which was stupid of me. She played the Lucky One. What did you pick?
I picked Reputation and King of My Heart because I was like a truther.
King of My Heart is first of all, how could you do this to me? You know, you do not know the crimes I would have committed if she played it last night at one show after mine. And then also, it is definitely a guitar song, not a piano song.
I'm just here for the vibes.
Jack, you are flopping. I need to like train you on swiftball. You don't know anything.
I don't know anything. I need to like get trained, and maybe I'll come back next week stronger. But the whole thing in King of My Heart was, I was a truther that it was like just gonna be everybody's luck that she would perform it the night after, the night after the last show where everybody wanted it. I just felt like she was going to troll us
I wanted it, and I coerced everyone who wanted it.
Yeah, you controlled Twitter that day. But I did. I was like, she's definitely going to troll everybody, but she didn't. That would have been funny, but
she hates me. It's okay. She's going to play it in London, so it won't matter. Midnight's T-shirt. What did you pick?
So, I picked Pink, but
okay, and it was the elusive exclusive combo, which is interesting. I mean, she does wear that a bunch, but it confuses me, so I just didn't pick it.
But there was like a lot of drama because not drama. I need to stop saying drama. But they couldn't figure out if it was purple or if it was elusive exclusive. It looks so similar.
It looks quite similar in the lighting, and like I think the only way to tell is if you're actually there. Yeah.
They did figure it out, and it was the elusive exclusive.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
And then the Midnight bodysuit. What did you pick?
Navy Starburst pattern.
Yeah. She always wears the Navy Night one and the Blurple Night too. So, yes. That's what I picked too. And then Karma Jacket.
I picked light pink.
Okay. I picked multicolor, but the answer was magenta or red. So, we were both wrong. I feel like this one's also hard. She just does whatever she wants. She doesn't know. Will there be a special guest? I put no for special guest, Unhinged, and Errors. What did you pick?
No.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I know for all of them. The whole thing with like the last time though, like I feel like that could have, especially with that being a song, like it could have been a guest situation.
Yeah, it could have been a guest situation, but I was like, she hasn't brought on any guests other than like her collaborators.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like no. I feel like the safe answer is no.
Yeah.
Because it's unlikely. The next guest she's going to bring on is probably going to be Ed Sheeran. Let me look up right now when his next break is, because he's playing stadiums in the U.S. right now as well. So his North American leg, today is the 17th of June. So this weekend, he's playing in Toronto at Rogers Centre, which is funny because that's where I live.
Yeah, you live in the Rogers Centre.
Yeah, I totally live in the Rogers Centre. 24th, he's got a show at Landover. Where's Landover? Maryland. Okay. And then I don't think he has any breaks, but he's only playing one show, so maybe he could, I don't know.
It would be nice.
I feel like he's in the States, so he likely will join Taylor for one of the shows, but I'm just not sure which one.
Can't wait to see the hate thread on Twitter for that, because everybody dislikes Ed Sheeran for some reason. Leave him alone. Makes good music.
Leave him alone. He makes good music.
How are you gonna get someone? How are you gonna go at someone for making music that does literally what their job is? Like, his job is to chart. He does that very well. Like, stop getting on it.
It's so annoying. And like, the songs he's made with Taylor are good in my opinion, but people like to hate. Anyway, that was it for Swiftball. We had lots of fun, and you guys should totally check it out. And it's such a cool thing. I don't know. I feel like it's exciting. It's such a fun thing to do.
We'll do it more because it is so fun.
When there's slower weeks, we can definitely talk about. Yeah. Like, if there's slower weeks where we don't have lots to talk about, like, we can definitely like go through our Swiftball picks and be like crazy. So, you guys could totally pick with us and see if you beat us because we both flopped. Wait, how many points did you get, Jack?
I got 45. I flopped.
Okay, I don't know how many I got. Let me just check.
This was on the 16th, so if you done it on the 16th, put your what you got in the comments if you're watching and you've done it, and let us know because you probably bet me, so that's not hard actually. But
I got 63.5.
You got 63.5. Yeah, so you done a lot better. So if you bet Ray, put it in the comments because that's going to be the harder one to beat because I made myself laugh.
I still didn't do great, but I could have tried.
So we have quickly last thing. Vampire announcement literally the day after we were speaking about Olivia on the podcast.
So funny.
And it happened. We were like, well, something's coming soon. What's it going to be? And then Vampire was released the next day.
And not released, announced. But we were so right that it was going to be a single. So that's so exciting. The cover art is so nice. People love to hate on Twitter, but we are supporters of everybody here, so fuck off if you're gonna hate. We hate you if you're hating.
The theory behind it is so stunning.
We are haters of haters.
We are haters of haters. That is our tagline. That's the podcast tagline from now on. Music Shack with Ray and Jack, haters of haters. But the whole theory behind it is obviously the plasters on her neck are violet or purple, the same as sewer. So in the music video, people believe that she's going to rip them off at the end, which means blood's going to trickle down her neck, which will go to the red version, the red era, and the whole thing.
Red era.
Yeah,
totally not a Taylor Swift reference.
So Olivia has kind of baby synesthesia, she said before. So she relates different songs on Sour as purple. But she also said that she relates jealousy as bright red. So the theory is that we're going to get a lot of songs like Jealousy on this new album, and I am here for it.
That'll be fun. Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am really excited to hear what it is, and we will definitely react to it on our Discord, and we'll talk about it on the podcast for sure when it comes out on June 30th. So that's exciting, and if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a rating if you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify, and it really helps us. And we really appreciate everyone who listens. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing night and day, wherever you're listening.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.